Good morning, everyone. I'm Celeste Armas. I'm CEO and co-founder of RiskRater, and we're happy to have all of you here this morning. We have two very wonderful speakers, Ana Maria de Alba, who will be moderating the program today, and Willie Rondon from the IRS, and Ana Maria will introduce him a little bit more. Before we start the program, I thought I'd take just a couple of minutes and talk to you a little bit about RiskRater for those of you that are not familiar with RiskRater. RiskRater performs the annual AML, CFT, and sanctions risk assessment. And as all of you probably are aware, FinCen in June of this year moved from, we want you to have, you should have the annual risk assessment to now it's a regulatory requirement. And this is very important because we know that doing the AML CFT risk assessment is a difficult task. As Ana Maria will speak, she is the CEO of CSMB International, consulting firm that focuses on regulatory compliance. And we've been doing risk assessments with Excel, building macros, and struggling, as you all do when if you use Excel. And we looked for a solution in the marketplace, couldn't find one, and decided to build one. And, fundamentally, the issue is this. We know, because we've done the work ourselves, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of cost. It's a very complex process, especially if you want to do it correctly. And if you're using Excel, it's prone to errors. And anytime you have human intervention in a process, that can happen. And at the end of the day, we would hand our clients, a 120-page or 200-page report, which is fantastic. You show it to your regulator, but is it really a way for you to manage strategically your risk? No, because it's a static tool. So we focused on coming up with a tool that really met all of our requirements and also we knew met regulator requirements. We now have a solution which is going to cut your time in half. It is the most accurate methodology. It calculates inherent risk based on all of the inflow and outflow of transactions that go through the institution during that covered period. And so the inherent risk score is calculated based on the volume and value of all of your transactions. And let's face it, if the inherent risk score is not solid, it's like building a house with a weak foundation. Everything else flows after that inherent risk score. And it is extremely difficult to do this using any kind of manual approach, as we know well. And at the end of the day, we're leaving you not with just a static tool, but here you have a solution that you can access during the year. You can run your risk assessment on an as-needed basis. Generally, most institutions are running it once a year. Some are starting to run it quarterly, which we think is great.